If you've been doing something for a while in your career, a coach, a consultant, an advisor of some way, but you have this vision of something more, maybe thought leadership in a larger way, something that impacts a lot more people, this is where you want to be right now. Jeff Lorton is coming into Casa Sagrada to be coached today on all the inner dynamics that are happening that stop him from moving from coach to larger, impactful thought leader. Do any of these dynamics sound familiar? Like worrying too much what your clients might be thinking of you, taking more over responsibility for their results, feeling like if you're right on the spot, you might not know the answer, or sometimes writer's block of what content am I going to share? Well, all of this is going to be addressed in this episode, and stay until the end, until the big insight that shows up if you also have a trouble with resting and relaxing versus thinking, I gotta keep going, I can't be lazy. Wow, you're gonna love this episode.
I'm Jeff Lawton, and I am a relationship coach that works with couples to help them get clear where their relationship can go or not, and to work through challenges that come over time with needing to reinvent your relationship. So I help them with that. So one thing I appreciate about working with Rachael-Jayne and that I'm bringing today is the fact that I am getting an enormous amount out of working with her and being in her program. And so I'm up-leveling in many ways, and I'm noticing the internal braking system that, oh wait, this is too much, or this might be too fast, or am I really up to this? So I really wanted to be able to clear more of those inner blocks that are going on.
So Jeff, thanks for being here. I love spending time with you. I want to first hear, what is some of the visions that have been coming? What are you seeing for this next chapter? Because you're right, you're moving into something really extraordinary. What are you seeing?
Well, what I can figure out so far, I have a lot of visions of me talking to big groups of people. And about 25 years ago, it was predicted in a psychic reading I had that the day would come where thousands would be coming to hear me speak.
How did it feel when you heard that?
Oh, I was like, holy shit, that's not going to work. It totally blew my mind. I couldn't even conceive of it.
Was it a desire at that point? Or was it?
No.
No, because often people have a psychic reading, or they have that vision, but it's like, oh, that's really what I want, It's like the diva in me.
Yeah.
But no, it was like, out of the blue,
yeah,
this is what's going to happen.
Out of the blue, not anything I would have ever thought about. When I was a kid, it would cut school if I knew I had to get in front of the class and talk.
Yeah.
And so that image in my head definitely took my inner kids on quite the hayride.
I'm sure.
But now, as I'm starting to do more speaking, and with your coaching of how to speak and I'm actually enjoying it.
Great.
So to me, the two parts of the vision I can really concretely grab hold of. One is impact, like move the needle in some positive upward direction for more love, more unity, giving the children that are going to grow up into the world that we inherit, where there's too much hate. How can I help bring more love into more households? That's a big part of the vision.
Love it.
And the other part of the vision, I knew this would happen, is to be able to know when I'm done with this life that I made a difference for a lot of people, for future generations, and to really be able to lighten.
Yes.
God, we need more light.
Yes. Love, light in households, families. And I already know that you have served so many, thousands of people at this point over your career. You've been doing this for a long time. We had the opportunity to have a session with you, Dada and I, and you're extremely skilled and looking forward to doing some more sessions. So all of that's been there, but to take it from, the thousands over 30 years into thousands maybe a year or more, as you're going, it's a big change. But I'm totally with you that you have the skill, you have the heart, you have the message. And so the speaking, the impact, being with people, the legacy, love that.
And another element of it is continuing to move past wherever I've let fear block me.
Yeah, so let's talk about that, the fears. What's going on internally that creates the friction in you, that creates less ease of moving into this because the thoughts are racing?
Two main thoughts repeatedly show up. One, I can't blow it. So there's an old fear of getting it wrong or not coming across the way that I mean to.
Like I can't blow the opportunity of the speech, or I can't blow the next session I'm doing, or I can't blow the sales conversation, or just all of it. Okay, got it.
Yep. And not wanting to look. So there's an element of imposter syndrome that I still can notice from time to time. A lot better than it used to be, but still.
And what's your definition of imposter syndrome in the sense of how it feels to you? What's the words that the mind is saying?
Don't let them find out that you don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah, I think many can relate to that. Even if you've been doing it for so long and you're so good. So don't let them find out that you don't know what you're doing or that you're whatever. Is that also a very early on thing? You can see that was skipping class to not show that I didn't know what I'm doing, or is that something later?
When I was a kid, it came later. When I was a kid, it was really a fear of being ridiculed and humiliated.
Yeah.
And that happened a lot to me when I was a young kid. And as I grew up, it became much more around, I don't want anybody to see these insecurities. Judgment that at my age, I shouldn't have any insecurities. I'm letting that go. And to really, now wanting to make sure I'm really giving people the best that I have, like to whatever degree I bring me to my work. But, I get guided by the divine. And so I also occasionally can get my head around wanting to make sure, all right, you really want me to say that?
Exactly.
And just trusting.
Yes,
that
exactly.
Inner listening, and that just defies any attachment to image and perception.
And to really allow that to be means you've got to be willing to say or acknowledge, I may not know the right thing or the best thing to say in all the preparation that I've done in my life and all the study, that something else is coming through.
Well, it's funny you bring that up, because I remember leading a workshop about 25 years ago, and I was working with a woman who was a therapist. So I also can get self-conscious around, I'm working with an expert. And she hit this place in her work where I had no idea what to say, where to take her.
Good.
I could see the breakthrough that was wanting to happen, but I had no idea how to get there. And I just, it was so not me then, I just looked at her and I said, I'm sorry, I got nothing. And that created the breakthrough.
How so? Do you remember what happened
Oh,
right
yeah.
after
She
that?
just totally broke down in tears and had this enormous emotional release. And then she got this aha about how much pressure she felt, like it was never okay to say, I don't know. And I popped that open inadvertently, and that changed everything for her.
So great. So great. So let's just dial into that, because I think a lot of people can relate to feeling nervous or pressure when there's a certain type of client or certain type of person that shows up in their room or certain type of person they're talking to, it personally. So it might be therapists or experts. Is there any other type when you look at your client list or people? What else are the types that make you come out of your center?
Well, therapists can do that, which is ironic, because to be honest, a large percentage of my clients come to me because therapy didn't help.
Yeah.
But I can still get into that, you're a therapist.
Well, because you're more in the coaching
I'm
realm.
a coach, yeah.
And so I think that there's a lot of imposter syndrome that goes along with that with coaches.
Yep.
Is, I'm not the expert. It's just a different mode. Yeah. But I can imagine why that is.
And I'm finding too that I can go into that self-consciousness with someone who shows up like really resistant.
Okay. Yeah.
Like if they come in and do an initial session with me to see if we're going to work together.
You feel a little tightness or nervousness around that.
Like they come in and they're all right, do me.
Create the breakthrough.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
And so that doesn't get me as much as it did many years ago. But that can sometimes, because I love working with people that really want to do the work.
Yes.
I don't enjoy working with people that are there, like, because I work with a lot of couples.
Yeah.
One partner, and it isn't always the man, by the way.
Yeah.
But one partner's been dragged in, and I can feel that tension.
And they don't necessarily know you, but the other person might, or all that. I want to ask you, with these kinds, the experts or the therapists or the resistance, what is it that's the fear? Like, is it the fear of what they're going to think of you? What's going to happen? I might not get the breakthrough. Like, what's the thing that creates that, like, ooh?
All of those.
All of them. They're not going to like me. They're going to not get the breakthrough. They're going to be resistant.
Yeah, and when I was younger and had not learned how to surrender and trust the flow, it could really be like a survival mechanism. I have to convert them.
Yeah.
Like this is.
I got to help them. I got to heal them. I got to get the.
And I have to get the money.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah.
And, unfortunately, I learned a long time ago to let that go. And so, but definitely caring about what they think. Where my ego gets into validation from a yes.
Yeah.
Those are the things that come immediately to mind.
Yeah. I think that often people are like, I'm worried about what other people think.
Yep.
But in your case, it feels more like, not that you care what they think. It's more, how does that send a message to you about who you are? It feels, whatever they think, it's a part of the identity. That my identity might be a little rocked if they're thinking that, versus, I'm worried if they're thinking this or that or whatever at home. It's what's their response to me, and that's going to reflect on who I am. When it doesn't,
you're right.
But the identity gets shaken.
Well, and that part of why I work with you is to also keep shedding identity.
Old, yes.
Because the identity I've had for the last many years isn't, I finally figured out it isn't who I am.
Yeah.
And I know more the difference between who I am, my essence, and all of those, self-perception, identification markers.
Yeah.
They don't fit anymore.
Can you give me an example of one that's felt really, really powerful to you, of letting go of that identity and coming into a new one? I want to give you one that I've seen, is the identity of coach to this thought leader that you're moving into. And that's an identity shift in a big way that most people might want, but they never quite make that leap.
Yeah.
And that's happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there another one? Yeah, it's great. Well, is there another one that you're seeing that was important to let go of in this rising to the next level in your career?
Two come to mind. One is thinking that whatever mastery I've developed over 33 years of doing this, that it's just luck. Like really owning what is my mastery.
Yes.
Is a big, because I never thought about myself as a master of anything other than knowing a lot about music.
But you're a master coach.
Yeah.
And can you say that now?
Yeah, I can. I'm very good at what I do.
You say, I'm a master coach?
Damn it, RJ.
Just checking.
Yes, I am a master coach.
Yes. And I am a master husband. That would be easy to say.
That would be very easy. I'm pretty masterful in that department.
Yeah.
And the other identity shift is it's seeing my world as like this big. Like I'm in Colorado.
Yeah.
I have, most of my clients are in this area.
Yeah.
And the big identity shift
is that I get
known globally.
Yeah.
And I'd love for that to happen.
Yeah.
And I don't want that to happen to make my ego feel good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just want to hit as many people as I can with the love hammer.
So I think, what you're talking about, what you're going through is a lot of people watching are coaches, consultants, or facilitators of transformation in some way. And in that helping profession, there is this kind of multiple pillars that get people stuck, and they get people playing too small in their business. Like they keep things unnecessarily small. They might be conscious of it, that they're doing that. They might be unconscious that they're doing that. And of course, I have friends that that's what they want. They want to keep it small. They're not, what we're up to here, me and you. And that's fine. But I want to have people be thinking like, well, how am I keeping this unnecessarily small, and what do I need to do to come up against these things that will clear? And one of the other things, other than what are other people going to think, and really, probably for most people, it's not what they think. It's what's it going to say about me and my identity?
Right.
The other one is taking on like a hidden cost of over responsibility for their clients. Right? Like I am responsible.
Never had that issue.
Me neither. Never. I'm not taking my clients' issues into the shower sometimes and going, how can I help them? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot.
That's a big one.
Yeah, yeah. So has that been pretty much historically that you've taken over responsibility?
Yeah.
How do you take over responsibility? What are some ways that you've crossed the line of being fully there and fully present in the session?
One is if I'm in a session and I notice a little anxiety coming up that over responsibility creates.
Yes.
I can feel it in my body.
Yes.
Say, okay, back off.
Yes.
This isn't it. And it also can show up where a client will come, they haven't done their homework, they haven't done anything I gave them to do, and then I notice I get irritated and annoyed. And part of that is about my ego, but part of it is also I don't like working with people and getting nowhere. I don't like getting paid to just sit and
It's boring.
Pamper people's friggin' egos.
Yes. But it's good that you're looking at you're pulling that apart. Like, what part of it is my ego going, I'm not going to get the transformation for them, and I'm not going to da-da-da-da-da, and then they're not going to be happy with me, and da-da-da, versus the boring kind of like, that's not really who I want to be working with.
Right.
What is, in your opinion, your responsibility, and what's their responsibility when you're working with someone?
Great question.
What's your responsibility?
For me, it's be fully present.
Yeah.
Really listen beneath the words.
Yeah.
Trust the energy that I'm reading.
Yeah.
Trust the downloads that I get.
Yeah.
Because the God's honest truth is probably 90% of the time, stuff comes out of my mouth. And when the session's over, my mind is going, man, that was the shit.
Where'd that come from? Exactly.
And and also to trust what I am hearing to say, especially if it triggers that fear of not being liked or being, perceived as ineffective or not really very good. And to say it anyway.
Yeah.
And my other responsibility is to be the most clear mirror of truth.
Yeah. That takes courage. I think our responsibility as coaches are to be courageous.
Yeah. Yeah.
To be reflective even after sessions.
Yeah.
Which that's where people can get a little bit murky, is, taking it on of I need to create this transformation, but the reflection of what else is there that could be a strategy or a tool or a something. So you're thinking of that during a session.
Yep.
But I just had someone that I was talking to yesterday go, I lost my boundaries the last few days, RJ. Like, people were just texting her over and over and over and over. And so there's sometimes things like that of where the boundaries are. And she was
I've been known
texting.
to do that. To let people, to let them take advantage of the availability.
Yeah.
So there's definitely room for me to have better boundaries with and that's the gift of being married to the woman I'm married to. Because if I'm forgetting, she doesn't.
She's like, yeah. Back to us.
What's your name?
Yeah. So what do you feel like is the most important thing for you to do, shift, to not take any responsibility for the parts that they're responsible for? Like, so let's line that out. What are they responsible for?
They're responsible for doing the best they can to be present in the session. They're responsible to ask the questions that they have and not assume that I know the questions or that I can read their mind.
Yeah.
To do the homework. And really the biggest one is to be in communication.
Yeah.
In relationship coaching, one of the top, if not the top issue, is endless communication breakdowns.
Yeah.
And so how ironic is it to be working with a relationship coach and, you get upset or you get confused, you don't understand what I gave you to do, and you don't reach out and ask.
Yeah.
And then come in, and sometimes I've had clients go, well, this isn't really working. Okay, say more.
Yeah.
Well, it's not changing. well, what are you doing to enact the change? And that's the key responsibility of any client.
Yes.
If you know what you want and you're hiring someone like me or you to see what we don't see, and we give you something to look at that can be useful to at least try, and you don't give that the shot, then the lack of results are yours.
Yes.
Not mine or yours.
Yes.
Right?
I'm getting a big aha and gratitude for you that this is why you're such a good client. It's because you're such a good coach. You know, you see what you want from the other.
Yeah.
And you know where the magic is. And you're always leaning into being a really, really amazing receiver of that. And I feel like I am that with my coaches too because of that. But how important that is when the tables are turned.
Right.
And you do an incredible job of that. Totally.
Thank you.
So yeah, those are the things, bringing up when they're feeling stuck. Even I always say, like, if you don't even know the questions, your responsibility is you say, RJ, I don't know what question to ask.
Yeah.
Right? Something has got to be moving, and the implementation is their responsibility.
Yep.
My responsibility might be just supporting them with tools around implementation in a different way if they are finding it hard to implement.
Yeah.
But
yeah, people like you and I that have been doing this for so long, we have big toolkits.
yes.
I got plenty of tools.
Yes.
Right. So, but.
They need to lean in.
Yep.
Okay. So then, what do you feel like is the next unlock for you to not take this over responsibility? Because as you go to thought leadership status and identity, not from an ego standpoint, that means those kinds of leaky, spending 5 more minutes here and 20 more minutes there and an hour there, and you don't have time.
Yep.
You need to tighten all of that up. Otherwise, it just keeps pulling you back. And that's hard for a love being like you, like, but they need me, I can help.
Yeah.
But you've got this bigger mission. But I've got this bigger mission.
Yeah.
And for me, it was more about loss of connection. Like, I'm going to lose connection with all of my people if I'm not with them all of the time, and there's something larger. And for you, I think it's partly that and the love and the want to support.
Right.
And the want to keep the peace with this is I don't want to say no. I have to deal with what's going to come if I say can't get to you on that.
Yeah.
So yeah, what do you feel like is the next unlock for you to give, to not go over time, to not be over texting, any of that? It's all cleaned up.
The next unlock, one is to really hit a deeper level of loving myself, to take better care of myself. And then the very first thing that came that made me really uncomfortable, so I know it's right on, I just have to remember that there's nothing more important than the mission that Spirit gave me to do in this lifetime.
Yeah.
Which is why I started working with you, being spiritual and successful, and you asking, what's the cost of, in that one, it was half-assing things.
Not doing your mission.
Right.
Just kind of.
But feeling that, I had not felt, oh my God, I'm skating, or I'm still doing good work and I'm making good money, blah, blah, blah. But when you asked that question, it was literally like a knife in my heart.
Yeah, it's right. You're right on it. What I'm picking up when you said is I've got to look after myself.
Yeah.
I've got to put myself first. I've got to take care of myself, because this mission that's coming through, you're the instrument.
Right.
And you got to look after the guitar. You got to look after the bass.
Yep.
You got to look after the voice. Like it's the most precious thing. Otherwise, it's going to not work.
Right.
So I want you to think of yourself as that instrument, almost in a way where the meta, the higher self you, is seeing this as the most precious, precious, precious thing to take care of. Because you've been taking care of everybody else forever and ever. And you're so good at it. But you're right. This instrument of love has got to be taken care of. And that means selfish, more selfish. A lot more selfish. And I'm not saying that to your wife's you go can't hang out with you tonight, love. No, I'm not talking about that. But just in general, how do you need to be more selfish for the mission to fully come through and materialize?
Well, I just want to share in case you want to use it. When you said that, I remember that as a kid, if I asked for what I needed, I was called selfish. And that was a dirty word.
Yeah.
So another layer of letting go of that old programming, which was never mine in the first place. That was my parents, right? But
you're going to need exponential help to do this mission.
More rest. More fun. And saying, no, I'm sorry, I can't. When I can't.
Yes.
If I really can and I feel, my energy is good, I don't mind. But there have definitely been times where I've said, okay, after I've had a silent thought, shit. So listening to that more and honoring those inner boundaries that I know my spirit is all very happy to give me.
You've been watching these episodes, and often there's a little pause button when I'm I want to say something to the audience, and this is definitely where it is, because we've got such a community of heart-centered giving people. So I want everyone to pause right now and write down for you what you need to be more selfish about, right? Because that's for you, but everyone needs to be more self-centered in being able to be the instrument, not the ego for the mission, but the instrument for the mission. And with rest, does that feel like a hard thing to ask for? When you're honest, to ask for more rest? Yeah. It feels I don't know, that's a hard...
You just felt my whole body.
Yeah. What is it about that?
When I consciously think, all right, I'm just going to take a break. A thought comes up pretty quickly. You don't have time for that, or there's too much to do. Or with a mission like this, you can't be lazy. So there's an egoic mindfuck of self-care and rest is lazy. And I don't know if that's a guy thing or a me thing. Right.
I think we can all relate to that.
Yeah.
But so that's great, because everything we've spoken about already is really about more receptivity than trying to force, I'm going to create the transformation for them and I'm going to show up so they think of me a certain way. And the divine guidance that you already get is going to go even greater and greater. And so when you make that change from, I'm going to take a rest and I'm going to nap, or I'm going to lay down, or I'm going to just sit on the deck for a while, that's lazy, is the old. What it shifts to when receptivity grows, which I know you're working with and everyone should be working with, is, no, I'm going to move into a place. Instead of I'm going to move into a lazy place, I'm going to now move into a place of full receptivity. That's what helps me.
Yeah.
Is like, oh yeah, this is time to get space for a download, because when you're really the visionary of your mission, which you are, and I know Mark's your business partner and he's a visionary as well, but you've got this vision for your work, then you can't be the one too much in the weeds, doing, keeping busy. And that's I can't be lazy, got to stay busy. Can't be lazy, got to stay busy.
Yeah.
And what I'm realizing is the more busier I am, the least effective that I am. My job is to come up with a few amazing ideas that would change the whole trajectory of the growth of the Awaken School. Not, got so much to do, because then that receptivity doesn't come through. And just the last week, as you know, I hurt my back last week, and every text or Marco Polo I had coming in was like, RJ, maybe this is forced rest. So maybe it's forced rest, unwanted rest. I'm like, if I hear that one more time, But what it was is it was forced receptivity. It was forced receptivity because there was 2 projects that I had been thinking about, knew that it was a yes, and I'd been putting it off because I'm busy. I'm busy, and I can't be just lazy to just be like, oh, where would that go? And so it put me in that place, and they came so good. And I'm laying down so I can still play with my AI, and the whole thing got laid out. It would have been another month at least. But that's like fun stuff. Isn't that lazy? No. So I would just change it for the next couple of weeks of when you hear that's lazy, say, no, I'm going to activate my receptive channel here. Just like you would when you check in the middle of a coaching session and the anxiety comes up, I got to do more here, Go, no. That's what you do at whatever time of night. You're like, no, you should go to bed or you should have that break. Yeah. I'm going to move into receptivity, and you can ask a question, forget it, just see what happens.
I love that.
Yeah. And the last thing I wanted to put in this list of what I see a lot of coaches, consultants, people who have a big mission, is around coming up with ideas, coming up with content, writing, like in this thought leadership that you're going into. And I know you had shared with me another time that there was like, you called it writer's block, I think.
Yeah.
What is writer's block around what you could put out or what you could write about or what you, what does writer's block feel like to you?
Stuck. You feel like, okay, I have to create content, and and my core in here tightens up, and then I'm prone to,
what would I write about?
Yeah, like, what do I have to say?
What would I have to say? That's right. So you feel it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. I've got to do something. Right. I've got to come up with the goods. And that creates the writer's block, probably for everyone, because I don't know if I'm going to come up with the goods. But when you're receiving the piece of content,
shows up. Yeah.
Doesn't it always show up?
Yeah, usually.
If you're just like, what is on my heart to share today, and to start the flow?
And that's the key. I also, as you were sharing that, I also realized that block can be triggered by, okay, content has to have a certain result. So how do I say what I want to say that the people on Instagram or Substack, and I'm
let that go. Now that can come secondarily, like to get the flow of something,
right,
without the pressure of that.
Yeah,
because you're not selling courses on Instagram.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah. And a lot of people on Instagram, they're selling, when it's in this world, they're selling courses, they're selling programs, they're selling something, and that's great, but there's a different maneuvering there.
Yeah.
You have a body of work, a philosophy, tools. You want to be sharing those, getting those out there as much as possible, and to start there. And then you can always come with a hook and a call to action at the end if you need to.
Right.
Which is how we do this show. I don't know what's going to happen here,
Right.
but then I'll do my hook and I'll do my end after, right? To do it. So I'm not in a place of I've got to steer this in a direction that people are going to click on and comment and blah, 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 blah. And there's nothing wrong with that either, but that's just not your archetype. It's not.
Yeah.
And it creates the blockage, at least now.
Right.
So it's about receptivity again. Right? And you're already really, really good at knowing when you're not being receptive.
Yeah.
Is that right?
I think so.
Yeah, like you've said a few times, your body, something in your body, you feel it. All the work you've done around the embodiment, around the presence, it gives you that clue quickly. And that is like you're streets ahead of most humans, right? Post in the comments if you agree with me here around you. Like you are streets ahead. So it's not about like I don't get it and my self-awareness is not strong. What I think the next few months, if you will, around the inner work is of catching it, going into receptivity, which through the physical form, through the energetic form, through rest, through saying, I am now into a receptive mode. This is time for that. And also not doing too much inner coaching. Like inner coaching of, and I'm aware of this and I'm aware of that and I should be this and this comes from my childhood and all that kind of stuff. Not that that's necessarily what's going on all the time, but I know that it happens from time to time. To actually know I'm far further along than that, and I can just straight into receptivity. Go ooh, and then there, ooh, and then there. Not looking at something if it feels like it's to be looked at, but most things now for you don't need to be navel gazed.
Right.
And know those moments.
Well, after beginning to work with you, my favorite mantra is don't touch it.
Yes. And what does that mean to you?
That when that chatter, that's first and second dimension.
Yes.
And third.
The chatter and the witness is like, I'm noticing that I'm thinking that.
And what do I do about that?
Exactly.
And so to me, don't touch it is notice it and let it be.
Yeah. Not even a comment.
Right.
Or not even a comment about the comment. Not even just nothing.
Yeah.
Putting your hands away. Don't touch the chocolate. You're going to want to touch the chocolate. RJ, don't touch the chocolate.
Yeah.
But yeah, just relaxing into that. Let's finish with that process because that also gets us into receptivity and into a little bit of the shake sometimes. Like, no, I've got to keep going. I can't be lazy. So what would be one inner thought that in the last few days has kind of been problematic in a way, like you can't be this or you can't be that or I should be this, and that feels still a little like it keeps coming in? What would that be if you're willing to share?
Probably the dominant one is you don't have time to waste.
Okay.
Work harder.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So I just want you to see that as the thought form.
Yeah.
You do not have time to waste. There's no time for fun. No time for rest. Work harder.
And there's a competing one that I just remembered from yesterday. To-do list and I get to my desk and I'm ready to knock off the list. And then my body is like, oh, hell no. I don't want to. I'm tired.
Yeah.
I don't have,
Don't have the energy.
Yeah.
Is it because you didn't rest? Like
Yeah.
you didn't fully rest?
Yeah. Yeah. If I don't get enough sleep,
Yeah.
that doesn't help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or fully rest on the weekend, or fully rest if you workshop on the weekend to get that time.
Right.
Yeah. So that's a good thing to clean up. But yeah, going back into that, yeah, I just don't want to, which is it's a nice part of you, like, hang on. So feel into the, that first one. I got to keep working harder. See that. What is the second dimension, the witness, your psychological witness, say about that thought? Got to work harder. You got to work harder. You're running out of time.
Then it's a pattern.
So it's saying, okay, that's a pattern.
Mm-hmm.
You've done this for a while.
Mm-hmm.
You're noticing those two things. It's not really warring. It's just going, yep, I've seen this before.
Mm-hmm.
And then moving back into the third dimension of just awareness with no commenting. You're seeing that happening. And that's where the don't touch it can really become strong.
Yeah, I just got an image of the third dimensional part going.
Have fun down there.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. And I love how that feels. Very freeing.
Yes. Yeah. Comes back to presence and love for oneself as the question, can I trust that enough to be what magnifies this mission? Because you are working hard, you are doing the things, you are being super courageous in like, this is the next thing, this is the next thing. It's paying off, you're seeing but can I at the basis know that under all of that, it's presence, receptivity, rest, fun, it's the expansion of my energy space that's going to magnify versus I'm going to 11x my to-do list. I think that's what's being called.
Yeah.
And you already know it. It's just really sliding into that and closing the loops of energy leaks, energy sucks.
Mm-hmm.
So you can be selfish for this instrument, for your guitar. Do you have a guitar, don't you? No, your son does.
Yeah.
Do you have an instrument?
Drums were a big thing, but I waited too long to learn how to do it.
Got it.
I can listen to drums, and that gets me in a chill.
Yeah. So you can come up with something that resonates with you that you need to look after. Well, your marriage. You so know, I need to look after this. This is something that I am selfishly putting time and energy into, just as much as you put into your marriage, as much as to your rest and to your fun.
Yep.
So what challenge do you think would be the most important challenge? We end up always with a 14-day challenge, so something can really solidify into it. And I think I am selfish, so I'm going to rest now. I really think it's pushing it when part of you doesn't want to rest.
Yeah.
But you know you really do want to rest.
Yeah.
You rest. Because that's going to make, and that's going to be able to put you in a place of don't touch it, and it's going to be real hard. You're going to be laying there with your feet up in a banana lounge on the lake, whatever you're doing, and this is going to be going crazy.
Yeah.
And then you're not going to not touch it.
That's good. I'll take that on.
Is there any harder one that I could give you? Because this is while you are exponentially growing your mission.
Yeah.
This is while. It's not like I'm just going to like rest and not
Yeah.
that I'm bringing these two things together.
Right. Well, what just popped in was say no more. Say no.
You're going to have to.
Yeah. Say
You're
no
gonna be
when the
napping.
truth is no.
Say no more. Okay, so you're going to figure out what you need to do, but for 14 days, you're going to take seemingly unnecessary naps, walks, rest, play, fun stuff.
Yeah.
Scrolling on things you love. Things that you shouldn't be doing.
After I gotten off Facebook, damn it.
Well, Facebook probably doesn't have a whole, I don't know, if this is something on Facebook that you love. I mean, like,
it's the awakened wealth, you know.
Yeah.
When I go on there, I'm normally looking at either music stuff or awakened wealth stuff.
Yeah, music, but not awakened wealth stuff, like not work, music, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Every day, unnecessary rest or play.
Okay.
And then you're going to sit on those hands with like, don't touch it. You're going to see that like, you cannot be doing this. And every day I want you to message me and go, I've done my selfish, unnecessary rest and play.
You.
Thank you for everything that you are and everything that you be and all of the lives you've already touched. And we are all just so behind you with this next phase. And Dada and I are excited to work with you. And you know what? I think I want to have you back on this Spiritual and Successful to coach me, or maybe coach me and Dada, because sometimes the tables turn, and I think seeing you in your incredible action helping us would be amazing. Would you be up for that?
Totally.
Awesome.
Thank you for the invitation.
Absolutely.
To this and to that.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it. It's been fun.
Jeff, well done. Well, I thought that was one of the sweetest episodes we have had. If you like this episode, click like, help the channel grow, subscribe to Spiritual and Successful, and this is also your invitation to join us. Jeff came to Spiritual and Successful just over a year ago, and his life has changed in so many ways, and you could be next. I'll put the link in the description for your invitation to our 3-day experience here at Casa Sagrada. And if you're not already registered for the Awakened Life newsletter, it is our free newsletter that goes out every Tuesday. I'll put the link there, and we will see you next week in Spiritual and Successful.